let me show you how you can have more mental clarity by writing these things. And then there's going to be a bonus item at the end of the video. So this is going to give you more motivation. This is going to help you organize your workspace. And this will give you more clarity and less stress. So since this is a mindset video, do the steps with me. And I'm going to give you examples for each step. So let's start. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to build awareness for our work environment. So the first step is you're going to write a list of every item that you use for your daily habits. And you can choose what habits you want to do this for, but the more you write down, the better. Because that way you're more aware of the items that you actually need to have around you. And you can see which items you don't use that maybe you can get rid of or put in another room. Because the less items that you have around your workspace, the more clarity that you have. So I strongly recommend you do this with me so that you can get the most value out of this. Most people just explain how to do it, but I show you how to do it. So we're going to title this Items I Use for My Habits. So we're going to keep this simple. So we have the title, and now you could put it in categories like morning routine items, this and that, but we're going to start off by just making a list. And if you have a lot of items, you can use multiple pieces of paper. But for this, I'm going to give you like 10 items as an example. So let's say number 1, measuring cup. I use that to measure my water to know how much I drink. Let's say number 2, let's say books. You don't need to be too specific or too vague. So just books is enough. Number 3 is earpods. If you use AirPods, you can write that. Number 4 is paper. We got pens. Number 6, post-it notes. Number 7, it doesn't literally need to be every item. Like if you have stuff like, let's say, like your air conditioner unit or stuff, or maybe some cleaning stuff like soap and stuff, you don't need to write that down. This is mostly just for your home office items. You could technically write items they use every day for like your bathroom stuff, like maybe shampoo, maybe sand timers if you use that for bathroom habits. But for this, I'm going to start off by just items I use in my home office setup. What do you think about this? What about a desk? What about a mini table? Let's say mini table, because desk is just always there, right? Let's say noise cancellation headphones. You can't forget the watches. And then number 10 is physical timers, so timers. So that's a list of 10 examples that I put for items I use for my daily habits. It's obviously going to be a lot more than that, but the idea of this is you need to be aware of what items you actually use daily. And the items that you don't use, you can either put in another room or just throw it away if you don't need it. So now that we know the items that we use daily and we're more aware, let's go on to the next step. Number 2 is write items needed for each habit. You might have seen my video on the 16 money habits or business habits, but we're going to use that for this next idea since it is the highest impact on our success. At least in my opinion, right? I could be wrong though. So now that you made a list of items that you need for your daily habits, now let's turn this into a structure. So again, for the 16 habits, I'm going to give you 3 examples for this. So let's say 16 money habit items. And like I said, to these lists, you can always add or remove stuff. If you want to remove stuff, just use a pencil instead of a pen. Or do this on a Google Docs. So number 1 is free success videos. So the items that we need for this is either a phone or a laptop. And you can also add items that actually make the habit better. That's also another big benefit to this. So you could say some headphones. You could say a notebook, because I have a specific notebook for that. Pens, timer, and then as a bonus you might write today's learning question. You could need that also. So far for the free success videos, we got phone or laptop, headphones, notebook, pens, and timer. Let's go on to number 3. Let's say reading. So for reading, you're going to need the books. You might need a post-it note. You might need a bookmark. That can help trace what you read. If you want, you can use noise cancellation headphones if the environment is loud. Reading light, a pillow that you can put pillow on the desk and you can read it like that. So there's a bunch of different items. So those are some items that you might use for reading. And let's say the next thing is, let's say number 5, studying smart marketers. So you need your phone, you need your habit folder, your pens again, your timers. So you'll notice a lot of stuff is also repeats. Like you might use timers for every habit. You might use pens, your folders. So this will give you a checklist to know, okay, before I start a habit, do I have the right tools so I can do the best job that I can? So those are 3 examples. So go through each habit that you want to optimize and do this strategy. Write down the items that you need to do each habit. And you can keep this on your desk as a checklist. And then eventually you'll know the items that you need and you wouldn't need this. But you can also add to this paper. So I'd recommend you keep it and keep adding to it over time so you can do your habits faster and better. Just make sure that each item that you use for your habits actually helps you. Now let me show you how you can improve your motivation to do these habits and to give you more direction to make sure you're doing the right habits for your success. Number 3 is write the daily goals for each habit. So you want to go through your habit list and you want to write down, okay, if I do this habit, what will I actually get from this and how it can actually help me. So for example, for your free success videos, number 1, you might get one thing to apply. And then when you use that idea, it can improve something or solve a problem. Same thing with your courses, same thing with reading, maybe reading one thing to apply per book. So if you read 40 pages a day, 10 pages each, that's 4 things to apply. And this isn't the result, but it's a daily thing that you produce. So if you're doing networking comments, let's say 10 comments a day in groups. In one day, that's 10 comments. In 10 days, that's 100 comments. In 100 days, that's 1,000 comments. So this will also motivate you to be consistent because it shows you how much you can actually get done by doing these habits every single day, or the best amount. Some habits are motivational, like let's say taking a nap. Maybe that gives you a mental reset and it relaxes you. And then other habits have actually a concrete daily goal or reward for it. So do this to increase your motivation and to give you a why for each habit. Now, a big thing that might stress you out is your distractions. And your distractions are stopping you from actually completing your habits. So what you want to do is keep a blank piece of paper on your desk. So that way you can write down each unique distraction. So for example, if you get distracted from notifications when you don't want to use them, you can write that down. If you get distracted from doom scrolling, you can write that down. Any unique reason that distracts you, you want to write it down. So that way over time, you can think and learn solutions for that. Because remember, the goal for social media is you want to spend less time on entertainment and spend more time on it for actually improving your life in success habits. So it's not just about the amount of time, it's how you spend the time. Now this is a bonus to help you organize your system even more. So usually for your main habits, you just have blank pieces of paper and you keep it like this, maybe in your folders. But for this idea, for the important stuff, like maybe each habits and goals, maybe unique reasons why you're getting distracted, you want to keep those papers in the laminator. So that way you can actually separate these from your regular papers. and it keeps it cleaner and looking nicer. So for example, for this, items I use for my habits, you can keep this in the laminator. All the other steps you can also laminate. So that's how you can increase your mental clarity, by giving you goals, awareness, motivation, and an organization system. So try these 5 steps in order so that you can have more mental clarity and that your workspace feels a lot cleaner. So try it out.